welcome back. I'm Tedward. Welcome to beautiful sunny Michigan, and welcome to one of my new favorite cars, if not my new favorite car. This is the 2023 Chevrolet Camaro SS 1LE, and this is actually the Topher's SS 1LE, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite cars. I just drove this about 200 miles on our trip from Kentucky to Michigan. We traded off a little bit, and this has a lot of wonderful GT road manners, but the reason why this is becoming my new favorite car is because of its powertrain and handling. It's outrageous. It's powered by a 455 horsepower 6.2 liter V8 with the same amount of torque, and because it's a 1LE, you also get incredible handling by the way of magnereological, everyone just says mag ride, I can always mess that up. Mag ride suspension, bigger brakes, bigger wheels and tires, loads of mechanical grip, and some lovely aesthetic changes like this front splitter and this black hood. This black hood, by the way, is just a wrap, so you'll see the blue when we pop it. But let's not bury the lead on this. Let's get it started up, and then I'll show you this insane exhaust. And in 2025, we can really appreciate the fact that we get real gauges, an analog tach, an analog speedometer with needles. Yes, there's a screen, but the screen gives you nice, concise information, and it doesn't overpower the whole setup. Sounds absolutely insane, and we get a 6-speed manual gearbox. Let's pop the hood. Pretty luxurious on these hood struts. And there is the heart of the beast. The LT1 sat nice and far back in the front of this car, which is great because it adds to its incredible weight distribution. Then down here, gluing us to the road on a 20-inch wheel is a 285 section tire up front, a 305 in the rear. And I'm telling you, I know it's not a ZL1 with its supercharged V8, but those rear tires still hang on for dear life because it wants to spin them up. But the beauty of the SS 1LE is that it adds up to a great track handling package, meaning you can do wonderful track days, enjoy canyon roads, and do long distance GT cruising in comfort, style, and you'll never get bored because this engine is always barking mad. Around back, this is where I love the upgrades to these later cars. The Camaro is now dead, unfortunately, but these taillights look so good. The older style that we used to see on like the Z28 with the flat taillights, just not for me. It never really did it for me, but this, especially in this blue, is speaking to me wonderfully. Quad tipped exhaust, dual mode exhaust, so it gets mighty loud. And over there is my buddy Topher Brower of Topher Drives, and we're gonna go cruise together for a little bit. The only weird little Easter egg in this car is on this door card. You get the red, white, and blue. However, if you look at it from the passenger side, well, that's a French flag, isn't it? Because you'd have the post on the blue side, and if this were on an airplane, you'd have it mounted like that on the passenger side. So I always just think, hey, kind of odd you put a French flag on the most American muscle car you could imagine. Now, I've always been a big German V8 guy. I love C63s, I love M3s. These are the cars that I've owned over the years, and I always thought, well, you know, the build quality was better and this and that. And sure, you do get some panel gaps on this car in some odd places, but you can absolutely forgive it because it's so athletic. This is like being upset that your supermodel Olympian girlfriend has a gap tooth. I think it looks good on her. The roof has this double bubble design, and it's pretty pronounced. And this is something that we go completely gaga over in the Porsche world because certain Porsches do have a double bubble roof, or even Zagato versions of Aston Martins get a double bubble roof. This has it on a Camaro for a heck of a lot less, and because visibility out of the Camaro is a little squinty, it's pretty tricky. That camera on the shark fin antenna does a great job of helping us see what's going on through the rear view mirror. Inside, we've got Recaro seats. These are very, very supportive, but limited in controls. They've got only a couple little adjustments on them. No lumbar support, but I'll tell you, after spending about 5 hours in this car yesterday, the stock setup, the way it's designed, is actually very, very comfortable. Rear seat, quite limited for people, and your headspace is going to be brutal, but it does fit a car seat for the Topher's little kid in the back. Now, I'll say, if you're getting into one of these cars for the first time, you will very likely be uncomfortable. You're going to sit down and you're going to go, I can't see out of this car. It's a little strange. But I promise you, you will adapt to it, you will adjust to it, and you will start to feel very cozy and comfortable. There are things in the car that feel cheap, but then everything beyond the cheap things is actually really nice. So like, I don't love the design of the exterior of this dashboard, but I really like the gauge cluster. I don't love the way this is designed, but I really like that it has Apple CarPlay and functions great. HVAC controls, very strange. I mean, this is how you control your temperature, but it's functional. You can turn it on and off really easily, and because this is a 2LSS trim, you get ventilated and heated seats, which is great. So it's quite cozy and comfortable. You've got a mode selector down here. We can select Tour, Sport, or Track. It has no lift shift, which I'm going to show you. It's one of my favorite things, and this is also why I really love Cadillac CT5V Blackwings, but that's over $100,000. This used, we're in like the $40,000 range for insane performance. Granted, it's not supercharged, but it's plenty. Because there's so many variations of Camaros, you also get these paddle shifters, but they're not paddle shifters. They both do exactly the same thing. All they do is turn on and off the auto rev match. That's a fun little cost-cutting exercise that they must have done, where they said, well, we don't want to make a different steering wheel, so just write rev match on the two paddles from the automatic trim levels. And that's what's crazy, is like they make so many variations of this car between 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder, 8-cylinder supercharged, 8-speed automatics, 10-speed automatics, and 6-speed manuals. This is what's crazy about this car, is it did feel a little like a diamond in the rough. There's so many Camaros out there, but this is the one. This is the one I think that everybody should experience. So let's get out there. We're going to follow our friend Topher Brower in his Mustang. He's got a 10-speed 5-liter over there. We're going to have a little fun with our pony cars today. As we roll off the clutch, you're instantly greeted with something that's designed for a bunch of torque. It feels beefy, and so does this shifter. Straight into no lift shift. I love the way this sounds. Every bit of this thing is just maniacal. Oh my God, you can't believe this is just this affordable. That Mustang is a 10-speed auto. It'll pull on this a little bit, and it's really quite quick, but the joy and excitement I get out of rowing these 6 gears is just nuts. I mentioned the limited slip diff. Ooh, okay. One of the reasons I love Camaros, whether it be a ZL1, an SS, a Z28 of the past, it's because they're robust. If I were to do this in like an M3, it would feel like I was destroying it. In the corners, they're fine, but the shifts, look at the grip. Torque is just everywhere. You don't have to ride the top of the rev range if you don't want to. So it allows you to kind of play with this low and mid range all you want. Ooh, good Lord, this is good. Honestly, this car could be hideous, just absolutely the most ugly thing in the world, and I still think I'd want to buy one. And I didn't think I wanted to buy another car. I thought I was done, but here we are. Look at the front end grip. This isn't a light car, and yet it seemingly does all the things a light car would do. Look at, he's gonna launch this. No lift shift is a superpower. Now I'm doing all the rev matching myself, but the auto system is quite good. And this is all in touring mode. I mean, part of that is because these rear tires are, let's just say, not the happiest. And I don't really want to, like, you know, loop the Topher's car. Look how happy it is being chill. It doesn't need you to thrash it. Although it eggs you on for sure. This is daily drivable in every sense. And the Topher drives this in the winter. He has snow tires for this car. But it doesn't drone. So if we're out here just cruising, like, you don't get exhaust drone. It's tuned perfectly, but when you get into it, it's definitely there. Basically zero compromises to own this car. And on the road trip on the highway, we were achieving about 23 miles per gallon. We've annihilated that a little bit now at about 20.4. Jump into sport mode. Maybe it'll give us a little more slip angle when I ham-fistedly get into that throttle. I'll show you the rev matching system. But I like doing it myself. In between Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, no one was mad at us when we were driving quickly or loudly or enthusiastically. In America, this car is forgiven for whatever sins you perpetrate. Because it's like, oh, well, it's cool. Whereas if I did some of the passing and the driving that I did in a Porsche or a BMW, I don't think I would have gotten the leniency that I got in this car from other drivers. And especially in Michigan, all you see are pony cars everywhere. It's crazy. Look, I love a GT3 as much as the next guy, but GT3s are $220,000 now, without options. This is a lot of fun. It makes incredible noises. It handles like an absolute beast. And it is like my new best friend. Oh, this I might need to buy. What would I sell? I can't have 5 cars. would I sell the Civic to get this? Is that a thing to do? I mean, they're about the same money. Listen to this on the overrun. Oh, it's so maniacal. The handling of my Civic, but I do really miss having a rear-wheel drive maniac in the family. The M5 kind of does that, but it doesn't do what this does. And it's plenty fast. I don't need this to be a ZL1. Brakes tell me everything I need to know about its track capabilities. The front end grip is ludicrous. Look at this. And that's third gear, man. Pulling itself out of a corner in third gear. If that were the E92 M3, I would have had to practically gone to first to keep the revs up. Yeah. I'd love to think. For a long time, I really just thought I was a Porsche BMW guy. And to some extent, I am. But the more cars I drive, whether they're classic Ferraris or Jags, the more I'm like, you know, I had a really good time in that Viper, or I had a really good time in that Trans Am, or that C6 Z06. And something about me, deep down, is actually just lusting after an American performance car. And I think when you put two cars in my driveway, this is such a crazy thing to say, a GT3 with a stick, or this Camaro with this stick, oh, I might be going for these keys more frequently. This is just crazy. It doesn't need to go to 8,000 or 9,000 revs to be entertaining. This has all the character a boy could need. And it just feels like a celebration of patriotism. I get it. Hell yeah, brother. Visiting my friends in Michigan is getting expensive. I feel like I drive cars out here and then I need them. This is the problem. But they don't make this anymore. And they made enough of them where I could go find a good one. Chris got lucky with this one because it was his friend Mike's. Mike is a tasteful lad. He also has a GX 460 that is modified to perfection. And he just sold this to Chris. These people know what's up, and maybe I gotta add one of these to the fleet. I know. Like Jack from Savage Geese just got one too, but I don't care. I don't care that it's like, oh, the YouTubers are buying these. It's more that they're great and they make a lot of sense. And he's wrapping up a Winding Road video. I'm sure they won't mind the interruption. So, did this just cost me money? I might need one. No lift shift is like one of my new favorite things. I'm in love with this car. I really appreciate my friends for tossing me the keys to their psycho machines. Anyway, we'll see. Time will tell if this ends up at Garage 42 in another one of the spots out there. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive. And please open your eyes to other vehicles. If you're someone who only looks at American cars, or you're someone who only looks at foreign cars, whether they're Japanese or German or British or whatever, or Italian, maybe you got some real money, take a peek elsewhere, because sometimes you'll be surprised at what's out there. Anyway, don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one.